All right, so today we are talking about a number of weekender bags ranging from $300 to almost $3,000. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Desmond, and today we are talking weekender bags, and more specifically, a variety of different bags in sizes and in price ranges that go from something like this, which is about $300, to what I'll show at the end, which is about $3,000. Now, I do a lot of travel around the world, both for fun and for business, and oftentimes a weekender or a bag of this size is pretty much perfect for everything that I need. So let's run through from lowest to highest all of the different weekenders that I've been using, and then we'll chat through each of them individually. First, let's start with what is actually the smallest and the least expensive in the lineup. This is from Nomad Lane. I've worked with them in the past. They're a sponsor of the channel. I've tested their bags for a really long time, but this is their, I guess, marquee product. This is the bento bag from Nomad Lane. This is their version 4. And I will say, of all the bags that I'm going to show you, this is the only one that will fit or double as a personal item on a plane. Everything else is really pretty large in terms of weekender size, and that's kind of the point. But this thing has a few features that make it just as reliable and efficient in terms of packing for long trips, weekend trips. First of all, let's just start with the bag itself and the shape. Again, as you can see here, pretty standard weekender duffel style bag. As I mentioned, it's the smallest of the 5 that I'll show you, but it's specifically designed to fit under the seat of most US airlines, which is really important if you plan to travel with a suitcase, for example. Now, as for material, this is a high quality weather resistant nylon, and it's paired with leather straps. These are real leather. And then the hardware, again, gunmetal style zippers. I've never had any problems with these zippers. They're really well sealed as well. So for the most part, they'll protect all of your gear, your clothes, anything you're packing into a bag of this size. Now, if black isn't your vibe or you're looking to spice things up, they of course have different colors. What I've also got here is the Venetian Violet. I just wanted to have this one on hand so that you could see the difference in color. They of course have blues, reds, greens, and a lighter kind of beige color as well. Price range, as I mentioned, is about $300, $299, but there are discount codes and sales that are happening all the time. Features and functions that make this a great weekender / personal bag carry is, 1, the size. Like I mentioned, it's a convenient size, fits under the seat, obviously fits in the overhead, is very easy to pack into a trunk for road trips, things like that. And because of its limited size, it can only get so heavy, which makes hand carry relatively easy. Also comes with the shoulder strap, of course. But what makes this comparable to the other larger weekenders is actually the organization that's built into this bag. So we have our 2 corner pockets here. Those are for quick access, phone, wallet, keys, whatever you want to toss in here, headphones, things you just want to be able to get to while it's under your seat. The other thing that I really like about this, and what's different from the other bags, is the clamshell style open and close. This thing is designed to pack like a suitcase. And as you can see here, we have 2 compartments, one on this side and one over here with the mesh pocket. The nice thing about this is, yes, you can pack all of your clothes in one side, you can pack your gear in the other. If you've seen my other videos, I have a very bag-in-bag packing system that works really well with this. We have a laptop sleeve, iPad sleeve, and then of course you have these big cavernous spaces in each of these compartments. It's really nice and easy to pack up, and especially when you get to the hotel room, you can just open this up and you can unpack it relatively easy as well. The other nice thing about this bag is there's an additional zipper here on the outside, which gives you access to one of those kind of large compartments. So you can pack all of your tech gear or anything that you need in cubes or pouches like I do into this bag. And again, when you need quick access, you can open just this zipper and access everything here. This compartment with the mesh, you can only access it after you've opened the bag itself and unzipped this area. We have an additional zipper pocket out here. More organization, tiny little pouches, little pen loops. Generally speaking, a lot of built-in organization and functionality. And on this side, we have a little hidden passport pocket right here. And we have luggage pass-through. That is a huge component for me. If you've ever seen this channel, everything should have a luggage pass-through. I've got a couple bags I'll show you that don't, and I'll tell you why it's not great. But this has a luggage pass-through, and when you're not using it, you can zip it up and it becomes an additional quick access pocket. What I like about this as a weekender, little tiny metal posts on the bottom. They're not very big, they don't protrude a lot, so depending on the surface you're placing it on, the bottom will likely make contact with the floor. But again, this is a water resistant, durable, high quality nylon. I don't mind messing this up. I've been using this for a while and it looks basically brand new. Next on the list, let's move up in the price range. This is from a company called Paravel. This is their Rove Weekender. This comes in at about $370 before any discounts. I really like the look of this bag. I think they did a great job of combining sustainable materials like canvas and a synthetic vegan leather to create a pretty high quality upscale look. I've got the like navy and black colorway here with some silver colored hardware, but just like the bento bag, branding is very minimal and very clean. I think the size is great as a weekender. This is probably something that should go into the overhead compartment if you decide to take it on a flight. This is gonna be tough to cram under a seat if it is full. Now in terms of organization, very different approach here. We have a single pocket outside. It's nice, it's lined with a water resistant nylon on the inside. We've also got a luggage pass-through with the zipper conversion. So when it's not being used for your suitcase, you can zip it up and it's a quick access pocket. Other than that, that is all the organization accessible from the outside, other than this big main compartment here. And once we've got it zipped open, you can see the zippers only come down about halfway of the length. So packing is more classic to your standard weekenders. Inside, you're going to see just a single large cavernous opening here. I like the high contrast interior. So you've got the blue and black exterior. Inside is a white, kind of off-white beige, weather-resistant nylon, which is great. And also inside, you're gonna see just some little organizational pockets, both on the left and the right. Nothing really specifically designed for your laptop or your iPad or tech. This is definitely more of a classic weekender where it's kind of just a big old duffel bag. We've got some pockets over here on the sides with a button, and that's generally it. The nice thing about this is because there isn't a lot of pre-built organization in here, you can do a lot with the space. So if you are somebody who does packing cubes or a packing system like me, yeah, this thing's gonna fit a ton of clothes and shoes for maybe a 2 to 3 day long weekend trip. But I think the downside is, yeah, no dedicated pockets for laptops, tablets, or anything flat that I wanna keep up against the bag. I'll just need to figure out how to carry my tech with me as well. This, of course, comes with a shoulder strap for heavier carry, and that's really it. On the bottom, we do have thicker posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a bigger bag than the Nomad Lane, and we have that kind of synthetic vegan leather bottom. Overall, it's a good size. It is definitely not gonna fit under the seat of the plane, but if you are doing a road trip, a weekend trip, or you just wanna carry something like this onto the plane, toss it into the overhead, it will hold a substantial amount of stuff. And for me, I think the aesthetic of this is really quite nice, very classic. The handles are fine. Not a lot of padding, they are just thick strips of leather, probably with a tiny bit of foam insert in between. And the hardware here have leather zipper pulls. So that's nice. I don't like a lot of jangle and jingle on my bags. This kind of keeps that sound to a minimum. And overall, I think the Paravel Rove Weekender is a great option for a classic weekender style bag. Not a lot of organization built in, but the aesthetic is probably amongst the best. Moving up again in price tag, this is $3.95, and this is from a company called Stuart & Lau. I've used their bags a ton. Their briefcases, their gym bags. They make a lot of different versions of travel bags. This is their classic Weekender. It's called the Monaco Weekender, and it's definitely more of a duffel bag style compared to the last two I just showed you. Right now I've just got it stuffed up so it keeps its shape and you can kind of see what it looks like when it's full. But what I like about it, again, is kind of that classic, timeless, old school aesthetic. We have a water-resistant, high-quality nylon, and we have real leather handles and accents throughout. We've obviously got a shoulder strap here, and we've got some kind of satin finished silver hardware. Shoulder strap, just like the other bags, comes right off, but you can just take a quick look. All Italian leather. It looks great. It's really, really high quality in terms of build. And in terms of organization, we're probably getting into the realm of even less, right? We have a outside quick access pocket here on both sides. Not gonna fit a water bottle. I mean, unless you've got a tiny one or a flat one. And then other than that, it is a huge duffel bag style cavernous opening. You can see here I've just stuffed it with other smaller bags to keep it shaped, but inside it's just huge and empty. There's a single internal zipper pocket for small, tiny things that you want to keep organized. Everything else though, it's empty. For bags like this, really depending on what you want to invest after you've already paid the $400, I'd say like a bag organizer, something you can stuff in here that'll give you the ability to, you know, put in your laptop safely, tech peripherals, tiny little things like charging bricks. I think a lot of us that travel for work or even for fun, we have a lot of tech with us these days. And although a bag like this, which looks very classic, and I think it looks very, very versatile, it's a beautifully designed bag. The color is this navy and this cognac leather. It looks great. Function-wise, for like the modern traveler, it's tough because there's just not a lot of tech organization here. But if you're someone who carries a backpack, perhaps with all of your tech and your gear in it, this is great for just throwing all your clothes, shoes, suits, whatever you want. Everything will fit into this because capacity is what this thing is maximized for. So as I mentioned, out of the three, this comes in at $3.95, but they do really big sales. I think you can probably get this for 50% off at this point. But aesthetically, this thing looks great. A lot of different color options as well. It comes in a black, and then it comes in a darker, like military green and cognac. Now this next one moves up both in size and in price, but it actually mixes in the best of all worlds. So this is from Oak and Rove. This is called their Kennedy Weekender. This is $4.99. So this is a $500 Weekender at this point. But like I mentioned, this combines really the best features of everything I've shown you into a single bag. So obviously it has the size and capacity to hold a weekend, probably even longer for a lot of you that are good at packing, as well as all of the organization that you want in a bag of this size. So materials, another hybrid build. We have water-resistant nylon, we have leather on the front panels, accents, the handles, and then we have a kind of darker, high-gloss gunmetal hardware. No covering on these zipper pulls, so there is a lot of clanking, and because this also has a lot of organization built in, there's a lot of zippers. So we'll start at the front. Tiny little zipper pocket here. I think this is great, right? Phone, passport, I don't know, maybe a better spot for a passport, but phone, small tech gear, power banks, basically anything that you want in this size and dimension would fit here really, really well. Also an included tethered keychain holder. Right next to that is another organizational pocket. In here, you're going to see 1, 2, 3 tiny compartments. You could probably throw a pen here. Again, more power bank styled stuff. I've got a phone. If you want to just see size reference, it'll fit a 16 Pro Max with a big case on it. And then we have additional zipper pocket here for anything that you need. This is probably a great place to put all of your different cables, power banks, anything you want quick access to when you're at the airport or just moving around your location. And what I also really like is they implement magnets as a part of the organizational system. So there's a pocket here, which is huge. This thing, I don't know what you would throw in here, a newspaper, whatever. Something large and flat. A laptop, maybe, if you want it exposed, but it's held together by a magnetic closure right here. And then, of course, we'll flip it over to this side. Luggage pass-through. No zipper to convert this into a pocket. Luggage pass-through is great, and I definitely welcome it on all my bags. On a bag of this size, if you're traveling like a standard airline or you're not checking bags, it's probably one or the other. You're not going to be able to fit this under your seat. This is going in the overhead compartment along with your carry-on suitcase if they let you put up both. But if you are checking a bag, this is going to be great because you get to the airport, it'll fit on top of your suitcase, you can check that, and then this will go into the overhead compartment. Handles here, I like. These are rounded, they're padded, they're sturdy. Obviously this thing, because of its capacity, can get quite heavy. You also have a shoulder strap available. And let's talk about the main compartment. Two main compartments that are really nice. First, this one opens entirely. Very clamshell style, but it's not equal in terms of size. Laptop, iPad, tablet, whatever you want over here. And then on this side, we have additional tiny organizational pockets. Again, if you want to put in your power bricks, all of your different tech peripherals, you can have easy access to this. It folds right out, which is great. And because there's so much small organization built into the bag already, you have your main compartment right here. And in this main compartment, this is really where you can put in all of your clothes, your shoes, everything you need for that weekend, or maybe even like 4 or 5 day trip. You've got a lot of capacity in here. You've got some mesh pockets with kind of elastic holders for additional organization. This thing really does mix in the best of both worlds. It's currently the second most expensive bag in the lineup, but I'd say in terms of size and organization, it does check a lot of boxes. And on the bottom, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounded little pegs. I don't know, sometimes with bags this large and with a bottom this, I guess, unrigid, it feels pointless because you're gonna fill this thing up so much that as soon as this makes contact with the ground, everything is going to sag down anyways, but it's a water-resistant durable nylon, so it doesn't really matter that much to me. But you do have the little feet, and that's great. And for everyone who stayed till the end, the last bag, which is really quite absurd for what it is, this is the most expensive bag. This comes in at about $2,600 before tax, depending on the state you live in. This will get you into the $3,000 mark in terms of weekender bags. First of all, it is the Louis Vuitton Keep All 45 size. It's a beautiful bag. It is, of course, something that you are paying a brand tax on. This is a wax canvas as well as leather hybrid material. But as you can see here, this thing has collected some level of dust because I just don't use it very often. But for those of you that do have different bags and you're looking for something that is, I guess, more on the luxury spectrum of things, this is definitely one of the most popular travel bags in the luxury realm. The LV Keep All in various sizes shows up at airports pretty often. It is a great looking bag. This is the damier graphite pattern versus like that classic LV monogram. Luggage tag, shoulder strap, everything is really beautifully made and high quality. This thing is just not particularly functional. Because the biggest difference between this and everything I've shown you is there's absolutely no external storage. So now that we've talked materials and design, let's talk about storage. This is their 45 liter size. It is a single open bag. I've still got this thing stuffed up with some paper just to keep it shape, but internally there's only a single zipper here and everything else, very much like the Stuart & Loud duffel, it's all empty, kind of cavernous space. So again, for a bag like this, you don't really have a lot of built-in organization for tech. What I would recommend for those of you that do want to, move into luxury travel bags is bag organizers. They make a ton of different variants for this bag. Like I mentioned, it's pretty popular amongst luxury travel bags. So there are a lot of brands out there that make perfectly sized organizers for the Keep All. And that is normally what I would throw in here along with my laptop, clothes, everything else that I need for a weekend trip. But this is not a particularly large bag. I'll show you this next to the Nomad Lane. This will fit under a seat, but I don't know, for a lot of you, would you spend $3,000 to shove this under a seat? Maybe. I have. In the past, this is probably something you should toss in the overhead compartment if you are kind of dead set on a high quality luxury travel bag. But this right here, the LV Keepall 45, this is one of the most expensive weekender style, duffel style bags that I own, that I've tested, but that I don't use very often anymore. And as you can see, it's purely because it lacks a lot of functionality that even our most affordable option has. All right, so those are the weekenders that I wanted to show you. Like I mentioned, I wanted to give everyone an idea of the different ranges that you can work with. For those of you that are looking for value, organization, and maybe more functionality, I'd say the Nomad Lane's a good option, because this thing, other than the LV bag, is the only thing that'll fit under the seat of a plane. So it will double as a weekender just for quick road trips or things that you don't need to fly for, or if you want a personal carry, the Nomad Lane fits. Everything else, although it does have more capacity, will not fit under the seat, and maybe for some of you that is a deal breaker. Okay, so those are the weekenders that I wanted to show you in this video. Like I mentioned, there is a huge spectrum of different options out there for different use cases, different functionality, different price ranges. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this. I will catch you all in the next one.